Okay, so now we can do the two Sneer controls. I think they're actually called nostril base controls, and it's kind of back to the same kind of region tuning that we were doing before. Go to those regions, and again I'll key this at 0, and then I will key it at what is a fairly realistic extreme for motion capture. Now the first thing to notice is we're getting some pretty sharp creasing, and that's from the enveloping that we just did. So I'll just smooth that out a bit on the envelope weights. That's a little better. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing we did on the other regions, where I'll select it and kind of crank it up way too much so I can get a better read on its strength. So something around 11, 10.5. And pull that back down to something reasonable. Something around there. So copy that curve. .076. Okay, so now we have a pretty ugly looking Sneer. And so next would be to modify the painting for the fall off. And again here you don't want too much overlap on the nose or you get this kind of effect. So I'm going to start pulling that back. And sometimes it's easier just to kill it all and start over. Oops. Now you'll see that that wrinkle we painted in around the mouth is really sharp right there. But I'm going to not try and make this perfect with painting because it's easier to fix stuff like this with sculpting tools, which I'll show you later. So the goal here is just to get a nice kind of fall off on the bulging on both sides. So I'll paint the other side. Something like that's good. So the first thing to notice is that it seems a little flat right here. But again, that's easy to fix with the sculpting, so I'm not going to bother trying to paint that stuff in. And our wrinkle is probably a little too extreme right there. So I might go into the wrinkle map and just give it just a little bit of a smooth out of that. Maybe not that much. It's a little better. And again, we'll tune this up with more specific modeling. Okay, well, so that's the base we want to start working with. Now at this point you can actually begin to do some sculpting work. Again, it's nonlinear. You can do this after the fact. You can do it as you're doing each region. I actually tend to usually leave the sculpting until the end, just kind of get everything roughed in this way, and that's what I'll show you how to, in that order here. But if you wanted to, you could here just go into a skin sculpting mode and actually really fine-tune this exact shape. But I'll come back to that later to avoid any more confusion.